Now, 2013 tukachagua watu wawili wenye wako na kesi ya ICC. 2017 tukarudisha watu wawili wenye walikuwa na kesi ya ICC. 2022 mtu mmoja mwenye alikuwa na kesi ya ICC anabishana na mtu mwingine mwenye alikuwa na kesi ya ICC. Kuko president tukachagua mtu mmoja mwenye alikuwa na kesi ya ICC. Hata nyinyi hamna akili. Bana, let me tell you, this country will go down. Mkiendelea kukua watu wajinga na kuchagua watu wenu. Anybody who speaks your language does not mean that they care about you. Tumia akili. Go for people who have vision, people who have a good track record, and people who they can actually tell you what they've been doing. Tumieni akili.
On national television, I can look Kenyans in the eye and tell them the allegations about the loss of Uhuruto is nonsense.
I always talk about Raila every time I talk about politics. And to the tail end of his politics, we blamed him so much. I was on the forefront saying, no, this is not the Raila I have been supporting all this time. But then I look at the political events that have preceded him, he has involved himself into. And particularly I look at 2013. You realize that he was a prime minister running against two people who had been charged with crimes against humanity.
Yeah.
So this is a person who had put even his career and the winning of an election on the line when he went to defend the forest of Mau. So you can see he's a selfless person.
Yeah.
But who did we choose? The people with a lot of skeletons in their closet.
What Jesus was teaching, perhaps. Give us Barnabas and something.
And what were the actions that Raila engaged himself in after the 2013 elections? He came to us telling us that the Eurobond has been stolen.
Yeah.
Thieves. The people you've elected are now stealing from you through borrowing. That what they borrow in your name, it does not come here.
Yeah.
But Deputy President William Ruto now says Odinga should stop the threats and walk the talk.
Instead of them coming to give all this information, they are telling the media, oh, I know who has the money for Eurobond. I know why it was used. Why are they not going to EACC if they are honest?
Odinga says he gave all the information in a letter in which he cited inaccuracies regarding the Eurobond proceeds. He had declared he will not engage in a cover-up process by honoring summons to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. But the Deputy President differs.
Why doesn't he use whatever other means? Why doesn't he go to FBI? Because if he believes in FBI, why doesn't he go to some other who to tell them that this is what has happened? Because he knows he has no truth in what he's saying.
We wish to state that we did not have answers to give the EACC, that is Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. We only have questions that we want answered by the government.
When you tell him, okay, we have the information here, he says, oh, you are too small, I can't come and get the information from you, you are junior. You know, I am big, you are small.
EACC, as currently constituted, is unconstitutional because it is Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, and it's a commission only if they are commissioners. As we are talking right now, there are no commissioners of the EACC.
Ruto insists no money has been lost, even as Odinga maintains he will soon release names of the people he claimed are behind the embezzlement of the Eurobond proceeds.
How did we respond to that? I remember at that time President Ruto was deputy president. He went to Citizen TV and said Raila does not know anything about the economy and debt. So if there is any question about debt and economy, ask me. I'm the deputy president. I'm in charge.
The issue about Eurobond money being stolen, my friend, is utter nonsense.
Who is supposed to decide whether it is nonsense or whether it's real? Is it you or is it the investigative agencies?
Let me tell you, there are some things that are beyond even believability. You sincerely think, Hussein, the government of Kenya can collude with the government of the United States
to steal public money from Kenya. You should really.
Okay, I'll give an example. On this Eurobond, when this issue came up, and you talked about it, and we've talked about it before, the Cabinet Secretary Treasury, Cabinet Secretary Treasury, Henry Rotich, promised a blow-by-blow account on how this money was spent. He did an about turn. He never did it.
He asked the former Prime Minister to go to his office.
But he promised. He promised even journalists.
The former Prime Minister never went.
But he promised journalists he's going to do it, but he did not do it.
What questions have been asked to Henry Rotich and he has not answered?
That is one. That is one which he promised and he did an about turn.
What questions? To the best of my knowledge, even if you went and Googled, forget about even talking to Rotich, and Googled today on matters to do with Eurobond, you will find the explanation from the Minister, from Treasury, online. Forget about even looking for anybody.
Okay, but he did not. That's the point. He promised and he did not.
What do you mean he did not?
He did not. He said he'll give a
if he has given, I have a copy of what was posted on the website, answering every question.
Okay. Again, economists argue about this, and conventional economics will teach us that if you pump so much hard currency in an economy, government borrowing from banks will go down. That is definite. And these are the questions that have been asked. And as a result, banking lending rates will drastically go down. The affected economy will experience strengthening of the operating local currency. Why didn't our economy respond to this? And finally, on this matter of Eurobond. Recently, at the State House Summit, when Edward Onko, the Auditor General who is investigating this, when President Kenyatta almost rubbished what he was doing by seeking to go to New York to investigate this. Isn't that interfering with investigations? Why won't you just let him finish his investigations? Because you're saying all these allegations, there's nothing.
My friend.
Why can't he finish the allegations, the investigations without anybody interfering, so that we know whether it's true or not?
Mr. Ugo is free. He has been to the US not once on that matter, for your information. Right? He has been to the US not once. And all the books are open on this matter of Eurobond. And let me tell you, Hussein, on national television, I can look Kenyans in the eye and tell them the allegations about the loss of Eurobond is nonsense. It is really, I mean, it is not possible that any government.
So, and quite a good number of people fought Raila for fighting for them. So that's why someone said that when you are fighting for Kenyans, in most cases you use one hand.
Then the other one?
The other one you will be using it to defend yourself from the same Kenyans you are fighting for.
Because they will beat you.
Yes.
A good one.
I think as you fight for Kenyan people, you need to treat them as a traumatized population.
So maybe that's why they never realize.
You see, a trauma, like a person who grew up in an abusive home and they never experienced the love even from their parents. And when they grow up, they meet people who now want to show them genuine love. And according to them, if the people who are supposed to love me did not, then what is it that you want to do? They always think you have a sinister motive.
Yeah.
Kenyans are behaving like that in most cases. Until recently, where they are now waking up from their slumber, knowing that we are cooked here. But in most cases, when you show up as a genuine leader, they will choose your opponent who is the most crooked person.
Over you.
Yes. And say, hapana, huyu akona kizungu mingi. Huyu, hata hajui kuongea siasa, unaona? So they want that razzmatazz.
Which does not equal to...
We have had razzmatazz for 60 years. Where has it gotten us? That's why that you cannot solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created it. So these leaders that we have, with all the complaints that we have talked about, what's the way out? Because we can't be coming on the podcast to complain every day.
Yeah, we need to have solutions.
It has to be that next time when I show up here, we are talking about something that has happened, that has helped people. And we are now reporting the progress.
Yeah.
that out of the 22 million Kenyans who are lacking food, half of them can now get food. We now talk about 11 million, and we can project that if we use 2 years to provide food for the 11 million, then in the next 2 years, the remaining ones will also be able to live comfortably, which means the first 11 will now have advanced to other levels. Yeah. And the country, that's how you grow the country. But if we are engaging ourselves in activities that have made people that poor, and we are still engaging in those activities, then what makes you even think that things will be better tomorrow?
Usinibo like ustedi ukiwa proxy kila pedi kwa na doka weni ngombe stena goats milioni wanza na bob vile pipe tumedot kila mchoro wanza na dot naongeza skari mingi waulize tuskate limit ili video nyeshe tiri sijapatiwe degree simanishi chebi kisema lishika mili ile pressure kubwa niko nayo.
Selector deno